Hey guys, I am having a sleepless night, so I thought I would hop on here and talk to you. Got a couple of things ruminating in my thoughts in this early hour. First of all, I want to talk about a group on Facebook called Stop Dialectical Behavioral Therapy. I have found this group very informative. It's like I kind of found a place to talk about my stuff where people understand, and they offer insight. They share their own just absolutely horrific experiences with the BPD diagnosis and the DBT program. Um, I talk a lot about, at least I used to. I haven't lately. I haven't been talking about the BPD stuff so much lately, but Marshall Linehan is the creator of DBT. And now hate is a very strong word. I feel a lot of hate towards Marshall Linehan. And I guess that's something I'm gonna have to work on. I see her as sort of the reason, the backbone for why psychiatric abuses happened. Under government funding. I think government funded mental health care is a money laundering scheme. I think that they have these programs. So you go to CMH, you get your funding, and then they stick you in the programs that they have available. So it's not necessarily like CMH's fault. It's they're doing what they have available. But then they put me in this program, and it was just like the worst thing that could have ever happened. It was like the worst case scenario. Nothing in my life was right. It was like all my relationships were fucked. I had been through a lot, and like people don't understand. I know everybody goes through a lot. I went through a lot on a very lonely, sort of all alone type of basis. I didn't always have support. In this particular time in my life, I went to the system for help. And now looking back on it, I know I was having mania and mixed episodes and psychosis. Full blown psychosis. And if you have a BPD diagnosis, they'll like blame your hallucinating people on being lonely. You're just making it up in your head. Psychosis is your fault. It's only psychotic like because your personality is disordered. It's fucked up. Like, this is really fucked up. And people want to argue with me about it and stuff. They just haven't done the research and they don't see it. They didn't question things. Because I get a lot of backlash about this topic from people who want to fucking defend it. I don't agree with you. I have judgments about it, about people who do that. It hurts. When I get negative, argumentative comments about things I talk about that, something bad I went through, it's fucked up. So, but I'm gonna keep talking about it. I think it's important. Because the girl who started the Stop Dialectical Behavioral Therapy group, she talked about it. And, people are coming together and sharing experiences. It's just not right. And people think because something is nowadays that it must be legit. And if you look at the history of psychiatric abuses, like some of this stuff is kind of recent. Like they do like weird experiments on prisoners and shit. And then when you have mental illness, most people I have found out it hurts because it's like my peers. They don't listen. And how are you supposed to make changes to the mental health crisis if nobody's listening? Like, people think the mental health crisis is not being able to involuntarily commit people who dance around on the sidewalks. Like, there's this guy here in town that hops off his bike and starts doing this little dance. It's like, it's really funny, but, he's harmless. But the thing is, people want to involuntarily sweep people like him off the street, out of sight, out of mind. That's not the crisis. Okay, the crisis is people not wanting to go to the system for help because of what has happened to them in the system. I don't know. It just got me thinking. Marshall Linehan, there's this quote she has where she's like, you can feel, just because you feel like a mental patient doesn't mean you need to act like one. Like, what a bitch. And psychology is very patriarchal. It's based on a patriarchal system of how women are supposed to behave. And BPD is mostly diagnosed to women. 75% are women. And historically speaking, women have been punished for their emotions. And it makes me really mad that, I mean, I went through something really traumatic. And, I couldn't talk about it in this, like, DBT therapy because I was considered to be manipulative. And, I even told her about some abuse. And she said maybe he was just curious. Okay, like, this is how bad it was. And back then, what that did to me at that point when she said that was just shut me down. And it kind of made me angry. It made me feel like I didn't have anywhere to turn. I didn't have anywhere to turn. Like, my boyfriend threatened to kill me. I didn't have one single person I could call. I mean, I know I could have called somebody, but I didn't feel like I could have called somebody at that time. And I certainly did not tell my DBT therapist. And she was always defending him and taking his side and everything, but he was very abusive. So, I don't know, guys. It's just fucking weird, man. Like, people want to, like, stand up for stuff that's bad. Yeah, probably, maybe I'll do, like, a deep dive on Marshall Linehan. She was Catholic, which I have a problem with in the first place, because I don't think Catholicism is, a legit religion. Sorry if that offends you, but it's just like another rehash of like some old pagan shit. Okay. And the fact they murdered people for trying to make the Bible available to everyone is a sure sign that maybe it's a false religion. Okay. So she was Catholic, but she meditated. So I'm like against that. Meditating is very triggering to me. But she meditated and came up with a radical acceptance theory of hers. So she like incorporated some Buddhism into it. And this isn't the first time that the system has had a problem with my religion. It actually comes up a lot. So like, back then I said, no, this is against my religion. I got arguments. Oh, how could this be against your religion? It's evidence-based. And then, the hospital one time took my Bible away. And then, even though it was the only thing helping me at the time, Twilight Zone music. Okay, and then my last therapist that I fired had a huge problem with my religion, because I was going to an independent Baptist church, and we wear long skirts, and she had a big problem with that, the male leadership and stuff like that, and, I eventually, after I fired her, I looked up her profile. I should have done that before I even, like, met her, but I didn't know. She's like a liberal. Like an LGBTQ ally liberal. Allies are the most annoying people on this fucking planet. Like, if you're... I feel like I fight with gay men a lot. Me and gay men butt heads. And it's not because they're gay, it's because they're men. I never, ever, ever fight with lesbians. Never happens. Trans girls, yes, I fight with, and trans men I fight with. So that's kind of how my LGBTQ social life works. I have certain people I fight with, but it is literally because they're men. I think that has more to do with it than anything. It has nothing to do with like their lifestyles or whatever. Be happy, do whatever you want. I do have criticisms, of course, that come up on this channel a lot, but really at the end of the day, be yourself. Okay, so yeah, I think I'm in a good place to start working on some of this DBT history of mine and the BPD diagnosis history, and I don't think I'm not up and down. I'm not manic and I'm not depressed. Just kind of like in the middle, able to research again, maybe without having such an emotional response, but it's hard. It's very hard. But we'll get through it. I want to talk about Marsha Linehan because she was diagnosed with schizophrenia. They gave her ECT. She has psychiatric trauma. But the more I've learned about her, the more I've understood that schizophrenia has a stigma. I think, and psychosis has a stigma. Psychosis, oh my word, the stigma is crazy. I'll talk about that in a minute. She, in my opinion, was so ashamed and so embarrassed of her psychosis. She tried to say she had BPD because, you're not allowed to have psychosis when you have BPD. It's psychotic-like because your personality is disordered. It's you. Your fault you're hallucinating people because you're lonely. Man. God, that's so stupid. Okay, why was I hallucinating people at the grocery store? Was I hallucinating aliens because I wanted to go to outer space? No, I think those aliens are real. They're demons. It's all real, guys. It's all real. It's just not... You can't manage your life that way. That's how I feel about it. I think there's something very real to what I've been dealing with all these years, but it doesn't necessarily mean I can manage my life well in those times, so I have to, take the meds and all that stuff. So, yeah, so, I had fun talking about my family history over the weekend. The Battle of Guilford Courthouse, that was really fun. Learning a little more about my grandpa. There's a lot of stuff written about him in the family history. He was a little bit more, I think they were all outgoing in their own way. He just kind of stood out. I think he had a big support system and he just had a really good life. I don't know, that's cool. He was in that battle. North Carolina. I always felt connected to North Carolina. That's my second home. Yeah, I've been doing some feminist critiques. I think people, when they hear feminist, they think liberal and they think man-hater. I don't think that's true. I think feminism today, and since the 70s, really appeals to the patriarchy. Femophobia times a million. Homemakers are shunned. I was kind of I'm a homemaker now. And I don't feel oppressed at all. I felt oppressed going to work and having to give my energy to strangers and the fucking man, instead of at home where it counts. And I'm really happy and thankful to be in a position in my life now where I can do this. This is really nice. So, there's that. P. Diddy ugly. He was acquitted of a lot of things that he did. Which just goes to show Penis wins. You guys think I might over exaggerate on some of these women's issues, but let's just examine the P. Diddy case, okay? Money, power, connections you can get away with anything. P. Diddy's a bad person. And it's like I saw, like, my friend posted something this morning where it was like, this is why women don't come forward. It's exactly why women don't come forward. It seems like when you come forward, they shut you down. I've come forward. It's happened to me. I think it happens to a lot of people. It's just like stuff I've learned over the years, and of course I've come to terms with it and all that stuff. But I mean, I don't trust people that much. Like, I mean, maybe I do. That's not true. Like, because I've been able to make friends and stuff like that. I don't know. I'm just rambling. I think the thing that bothers me the most about my BPD diagnosis was that even now, like, I can sort of explain all these symptoms away. They were, like, accusing me of a lot of things. And I was sort of able to explain it away with, like, legit medical symptoms. So, I don't know, guys. I'll wrap this up. But if you've been diagnosed with BPD, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that they're treating you like that and they're lying to you. I don't think it's real. I think it's like it's like the newest hysteria. It's just a way to punish women's emotions and blame you for fucking psychosis, okay? Like, wake the fuck up. And I'm just irritated because, like, people argue with me about it. It's crazy. Like, I don't give a shit if you agree with me or not. This is my life, my experience, and when you pop up to disagree with me when I say something hurt me, it fucking hurts my feelings. So, it does. It hurts my feelings. I'm just like, dude, stop defending the system. The system sucks. We know it's broken. Quit fucking standing up for them. Okay. Well, guys, if I can think of anything else, I'll make another video. I'm just kind of rambling, chit-chatting. I'm gonna go clean my house, listen to some music. So, I'll see you next time. Bye.